Let's bring in our US analyst, Michael Ware. Michael, good to see you. So Trump and Biden, we haven't seen these guys debate each other in the same room since 2020. 4 years later, here we are. What are you expecting from both today?
Yeah, well, neither candidate has literally been in the same room for 4 years. So this will be fascinating. Look, the way the polling indicates right now, this is former President Donald Trump's debate to lose. Normally, an incumbent president, certainly we saw through President Bush to President Obama and onwards, every president in office coming into the debate generally has the lead in the polls. Here, right now, President Trump is expected to win this debate overwhelmingly by up to 11%, whether it's, national voters or likely voters, and even among undecided voters. But that's the whole point. Which Donald Trump will show up tonight? He has been chastened and he has been battered by his policy and electoral teams not to be Donald Trump, because 4 years ago he interrupted President Biden 100 times and it didn't work for him. So they tried to keep President Trump within certain guardrails, and the campaign says that he'll stick within those guardrails. So really, this is all for President Trump, and he has so successfully set the expectations of President Biden so low to perform like a stumbling geriatric that, in an odd sense, it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. If President Biden performs well, then that's a huge plus because he's expected to perform so poorly.
The difference from 4 years ago as well is that Donald Trump, as we know now, Michael, is a convicted felon. So is that the attack line you would expect from Joe Biden? And then conversely, would you expect that Trump goes Biden about his age and his mental capacity or lack thereof?
Well, President Trump will absolutely be going after President Biden's age. In fact, an attack ad that was launched just last night has clips of a stumbling Biden and says, guess who would replace him if he fails? And it's a laughing Vice President Kamala Harris. So, yeah, that will definitely be a line of attack.
Did that emerge last night? I haven't seen that.
Mate, check it out.
We'll bring it to you, folks. We'll try and find it and I'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
So the flip side of that is that Biden goes him, about his mounting legal cases.
Look, I don't think the felonies will play as much of a role as one would expect because, look, at the end of the day, this debate is essentially for 4% of the population. That's the undecided voters, which is really 1/3 of 1% of the entire population, because that's the 4% of undecideds who actually vote. So that's what this debate's about. Those who love former President Trump are voting for President Trump no matter what happens tonight. Same goes for President Biden. This comes down to the undecideds. And if other polls are correct, there will be an enormous audience for this tonight for precisely that reason. People want to know just where to go. Now, President Biden will be arguing, do you want stability or do you want to return to chaos? Whereas President Trump will be saying, do you want an economy? Do you want a strong border? And obviously, for both sides, abortion rights or reproductive rights will be front and center.